We're live. Well,
not live.
Not live. But we're recording.
We're recording.
And we're recording, what is this, episode 5?
Is it 5?
Because we've done 3. 4 was with Brenda.
Yep.
So
you had one with Christy.
That was a bonus.
Oh, it was bonus. Okay.
Yeah, that was a bonus episode.
Okay.
So yeah, this is episode 5 of our Ridecast. We're now getting into the fall. The first one was actually our first interior ride of the season.
Yeah, because I was on the trail, the new to me bike, Trailcat.
Yep. And, I was on the Element.
We were breathing heavy.
Yep.
Because
analog.
Analog.
Trying to talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're on to our 5th episode. We have the Marji Gesick happening on Saturday. It's currently Thursday. So we're starting to see a lot more activity at the shop this morning, yesterday afternoon. The finish line of that race is right outside of the shop. So it's a hotbed of activity all day Saturday, late into Sunday morning. And it's one of my favorite times of year. That whole vibe that the Marji gives off is amazing.
Yeah, it's already, you can just tell people coming into the shop. Yeah, good energy.
Yeah.
Like really good energy.
Really good energy. We need that these days.
Yeah, we could use a little better energy, I think. Yeah. So,
Brandon, your bike, Shuttle LT, Shimano EP801 build.
801, yep.
Nothing has changed since your last. You're running the coil shock still.
Running
You're
coil.
running it mixed wheel still.
Yep.
And Mavens. The LT that I'm on, the only change is I'm running a Neo Live coil. I've been testing this out a little bit. Ran it on the new version of the Firebird and preferred the air can for the riding I'm doing.
Yep.
But then on the LT e-bike, really digging the Neo Live, and at some point I'll get into a review of the LT and talk about the different shocks that I've run. I'm also running it as a 29er front and back rather than the mixed wheel that it came with. My riding style, it's just a preferred thing. And we'll get into talking about that mixed wheel.
Yeah, because we were just chatting about it on the way over a little bit, so.
Yeah, well, let's hit the trails.
Yep.
And let's chat about mixed wheel since we're on it, and then we're going to transition to Marji. And then we're going to talk about electronic shifting in the industry and where we see the positives and the negatives.
Yep.
And we'll come up with a couple other topics. I know we've talked a couple other things, but we always have ideas while we're riding.
Spit something out, yeah.
So let's go do some riding. So on the mixed wheel side of things, Brandon, you had a couple of really neat points that you were talking about, because you run your Firebird 29er front and back.
Yep.
You run your LT as a mixed wheel. Your Firebird is a medium and your LT is a large.
Yes.
So what is the big difference for you there?
So yesterday I was out on my Firebird, and I was riding some of the more difficult trails out at South Trails, Jethro Tull, Flow, Doctors. And what I noticed, because the last time I rode those trails I was on my Shuttle, my e-bike, set up mixed wheel.
Yep.
I noticed yesterday hitting some of the steeper things in there, I wasn't as confident initially.
Okay.
It looked different. And I'm pretty sure that is due to that mixed wheel setup. I think that the position that I'm put in on the bike just makes some of that more confidence inspiring.
Okay. Is it the reach change? Do you feel like you're sitting differently into the bike?
Yeah, I think when I'm dropping into it and standing over my bike, I think my body position just feels, more upright maybe.
Okay.
But that, now something I was thinking about yesterday, it's like, what if I raise the effective stack height on my medium by going to a 30 mil rise bar?
Right.
would that give me the same feeling?
Yeah, and I think from a descending standpoint, it's going to give you some of that same feeling. I think because you're riding that as your trail bike though as
Yeah,
well,
I wouldn't like it.
it's going to make your climbing more difficult.
Yeah.
You're going to have to really drop your elbows and get the body weight more over the bars.
Yep. Well, I think that's kind of where the thing I said, it's like if I wanted a pure enduro machine,
Yeah.
analog enduro machine, I would go with a large Firebird and then adjust stem, maybe reach adjust headset to get myself feeling a little bit better in the cockpit. But then I would have some of the length to kind of help, a little more bike out in front of me maybe.
Yeah.
But because I ride my Firebird as a trail bike, essentially, most of the time, I like the medium bike for that. I like how it feels.
Yep.
So
You're losing a touch of the stability in the wheelbase at
Yep.
speed,
Yep.
but you're gaining maneuverability
way more maneuverable, yeah.
that,
And I know that because I rode this LT which is basically an electrified Firebird.
yep,
I rode it in a size large with 29 wheels, and I didn't feel like it was maneuverable for me.
yes.
I'm not saying everybody would have the same experience, but it was a big difference. And now where I have it now with the mixed wheel setup, and I love it the way it is.
Perfect. So my experience on the Shuttle LT as a mixed wheel, because I run it as a trail bike, I liked that it gave me some extra maneuverability, but where I really enjoy riding is a lot of the chunkier descent stuff, and I felt like the 29er in the back just rolled through things better. It made it feel more at home or natural for me. And then body position wise, it keeps me in a body position that I'm familiar with from my previous Firebird, which is the same gen as what you're
mine.
riding.
Yep.
So it just feels more natural to me to have the 29er, while I did appreciate the descending playfulness, the ability to move the rear tire, hop it up and out of the way.
Yep.
And the handling did increase in ways,
Yep.
got a little more sporty feeling.
Yep. It does. It feels quicker in the turn.
Yeah. The issue for me was a lot of the climbs, I was losing traction and not cleaning areas that I would normally clear.
Yep.
So
And I would agree with that.
again, because of my particular riding style, it didn't feel as natural. I still ride the bike well in the mullet or mixed wheel configuration, and I still liked it. It wouldn't stop me from
Buying one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
it still was great. And if you're using it more as an enduro sled, or you're on that cusp of medium, small, medium, large,
Yep.
then it allows the rider who's right on those borders to be able to run the smaller frame
Yep.
or the larger frame,
Larger frame. Yep.
with the mixed wheel, and it makes them feel more comfortable in our experience.
Yeah.
My
And I
wife is a
think-
great example.
Yeah, and I think on a gravity side, if you're a gravity rider, I think there is a lot of benefits to if you're on the cusp sizing up, and there's ways to make the bike work, like mixed wheel, stems, adjusting handlebars,
Yeah, and gravity rider meaning higher speed.
higher speed enduro. You're an enduro guy, like that's your thing.
Yep. Yep. So my wife, who is now on her second shuttle AM, prefers it as a mixed wheel bike. And we found that out because I wanted to test the LT as a 29er.
Yeah.
So I put her rear wheel onto the LT and the 27.5 rear wheel onto her AM. Didn't tell her. And we just went and rode. And partway through the ride, she's like, I don't know I think I'm just really getting used to this bike because I am handling it so much better.
Yeah.
And she's always struggled a little bit with the e-bikes from a weight standpoint.
Yep.
She feels like the weight makes it harder for her to control the bike.
Yep.
So in a lot of spots, she rides her analog bike better.
Way better.
So having her, like, without knowing that something was changed, just jiving with the bike and riding like a rock star that day,
Yeah.
it was very telling that the mixed wheel, because she's on that small medium cusp.
Yeah. Made a difference for her.
Yeah. So she digs her Switchblade 29er front and back and wouldn't want to change it.
Yep.
But with her AM, she really appreciates the mixed wheel.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of the thing. Like, you change a mixed wheel bike or a 29er to a mixed wheel that's designed to be able to do so, you're shortening the reach by a fair amount.
Yeah, I think we calculated it, and it's like, it's at 9 mils.
It was a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes the bike feel smaller overall and more maneuverable. So if you find yourself struggling a little bit and your bike can do a mixed wheel, see if you can borrow a rear wheel from somebody, rent one from a shop, and give it a go.
Yep.
Because you may surprise yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if you're more I always say, like, whenever people are asking us about tires, like, what's the best tire for this or what's the best tire for that, and it's like, it's the tire that you're going to be most confident on.
Correct.
And it's the same in this case. Like, are there some potential downsides to running a mixed wheel bike when it comes to climbing and like chunk? Yeah. But if you're more confident in the cockpit or the turning and the maneuverability, you will be faster.
Yes, absolutely. Confidence is key in so much of our riding. Our mindset, we've talked about that before, the mental status. If we're not feeling like we're one with our machine,
Yeah.
we don't ride it as well.
Yeah.
And if you can,
Hence why I got rid of my other bike before my Firebird. Spencer was doing everything he could to help me out with it. And I'm like, man, I do not feel good on this bike.
yeah. And sometimes we just, a person and a machine will just jive. And you can take that same person, put them on a different machine that in theory is comparable.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
ends up they don't jive with it for some reason.
Yeah.
So give it a shot if you're not feeling comfortable one way or the other. Maybe you feel like you're on a mixed wheel and it moves around too much on you.
Yeah, it's unsettled.
Give it a go with a 29er in the rear.
Yep.
And obviously opposite with if you're running a 29 and you don't feel confident or comfortable handling the bike as well, if
Yeah.
you're capable of doing a mixed wheel designed to do it, give it a go.
Yeah. Maybe I was going to bring this one up. I was going to kind of surprise Spencer a little bit with this one. I wanted to, but it's not, we've discussed it. But going back to that confidence factor, it was, I put the new X2, Float X2 on my Firebird.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the new Firebird comes with the new Float X2, and Spencer's been loving the bike.
Absolutely.
100% loving it.
That thing blows my mind every time I've ridden it.
Yep. And my Firebird, the previous generation, I was not loving the old X2 shock.
Right.
I was having some issues with stability in the back end, like it was very speed dependent. If I was going fast, felt good. If I was slow to medium speeds, it was all over, the bike was all over the place.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it balanced. And we were doing stuff, and then I ended up putting a Float X on it because the problem that I was experiencing was a fairly common problem. And one of the fixes was to go to a Float X.
Right.
Which we did, and that did make it better. And then that did make it better, but I felt like climbing was better, pedaling was better. I would still say stability was, it was okay. And then I got the new X2. It is a completely different bike.
Yeah.
Completely 100% different bike.
You said you felt the climbing was as good as the Float X.
The climbing is as good as the Float X. I would say, yeah, I would say it climbs as good. I mean, and I'm not the best climber, but like I'm as confident climbing on that bike as I am my Trail Cat. You know, it climbs super well. It's very supportive. But it has this off the top plushness that reminds me of, I run that DHX2 coil on my LT.
Yep.
And it has this off the top plushness that is almost like a coil, but once things speed up, it's stable and reacts quickly. And it feels so good.
Yeah.
To the point, we were talking before we came onto the Ridecast at the shop, I'm now out riding my Sightline.
Yeah.
I'm getting myself in trouble.
Yeah, you gotta ride when the bike is feeling that fast and it feels that natural, like to let it roll.
Yeah.
We tend to not look far enough down the trail.
Yep.
So we're riding reactively instead of proactively.
Yeah, and that happened yesterday. Nothing bad happened. I didn't crash, but I did notice that I wasn't ready for the things that were coming up further down the trail.
And it's trails you know.
Trails I know I've ridden, yeah, it was Flow, Jethro Tull, and Doctors at South Trails, for the people who know those trails.
Well, and I think that is a similar issue that people have had, including myself, when you first start riding an e-bike.
Yeah.
Climbing is so much faster than what you're used to.
Yep.
That you're not used to going those speeds up and over stuff.
Yep.
And so like you got to look further ahead even climbing.
Yep.
So yeah. Yeah, that new X2 though, absolutely fantastic shot.
Yeah. And it's not just making my bike better, which it 100% is, but it made me more confident. Where all of a sudden I was searching out bigger things. Because I'm like, the bike was working so well.
Right.
So I think it's one of those things like, I'm trying to think of brakes. Like, I think brakes are one thing that really change bikes and how you ride.
Yeah, a good brake that you can trust.
Yep.
From a modulation and a power delivery.
Yep.
Will increase your confidence drastically.
Yep. And then I would say wheels. A really great set of wheels.
Huge advantage.
Yep. And now I put that shock right there with those things. And I would not normally say that. I'm the guy that says performance is totally fine.
Yeah, the performance level.
Which it's not bad, it is good.
Yeah.
But, oh man, he's taking us up this.
Well,
I'm not gonna make this climb, buddy. Made it further than I thought.
I mean, I felt it's only fitting.
What's that?
It's only fitting that we're riding the Marji course,
I suppose.
you know? People can watch this
Yeah,
and get a preview.
yeah. And it's
of
really
current
looking like fall.
conditions.
Man, the leaves,
Yeah, there's a lot of leaves down this year.
wow. It's changed just in a couple days. I just was out here last week.
Yes. So, Semize X2,
Yeah,
game-changing shock.
yeah, I think so.
Feels fantastic. Okay,
Think if you're on a bike and you're running the old X2, 100%, I would be looking, I'd be putting some money away to upgrade for that.
big enough difference.
Yes,
agree.
100%, I would upgrade.
Yep.
Like, especially if you haven't serviced your shock in a couple years, like many people do.
Yes. I mean, even getting it serviced makes it feel completely different.
It
again.
does. But if you're
you're
gonna
not
need
gonna
to
get to
spend
the
the money
level-
on the service, I would just put that money towards upgrading to the new X2.
Yeah, because even getting it serviced, you're not going to get to the level of the new shock.
No way. No way. Not gonna happen.
So, hopefully those watching have noticed we are riding the Marji course. It is marked. These are the current conditions Thursday before the race. The race is Saturday. So, let's talk Marji Gesick a little bit.
Yep.
It has been going on for, I want to say this is the 11th year, but the 10th year running because we lost a year in COVID. I got kind of a silly line there, but it worked out. So yeah, we lost a year in COVID, so this is, I think, the actual 10th running year, but the 11th year in total.
Yeah.
The Marji Gesick, for those who are not familiar, is considered by Jeremiah Bishop the hardest single-day event in the United States. On a normal year, the 100-mile traverse is roughly 109 miles of technical single track like you're seeing here. Weather conditions can vary. We've had years where it was hot and humid in the 80s, and then this year we're more looking at something in the 50s and low 60s, but with some potential precipitation. The other thing I feel we're dealing with this year is an earlier fall. We're seeing more leaves on the trail, which in some cases I think is good because it hides some of the stuff you might normally see and be nervous about.
Yep.
I gotta stop looking back at you while we're doing these. I keep messing up.
It is true. I seem to ride faster in the fall than I do.
When you can see everything?
Yeah, when I can see everything.
Right. So, the other thing that I'm going to say is throwing a little bit of a wrench into the works is the acorns.
Yeah.
A lot of acorns on the ground, and they can act like little ball bearings and send you into a skid when you're not expecting it. So if you're running later on in the course, I would say you're in a better position, because a lot of those acorns may be pushed into the ground, broken up,
Yeah.
or pushed out of the way from previous riders.
Ooh, I'm not gonna make this.
Not with that attitude.
Oh, no way. I made it further than I do on my regular bike.
Oh, I got bounced. My rebound's just a touch high.
It's not just the, yeah, it's the pedal clipping, and everybody knows this spot.
All right, one dab, but otherwise I made it through. And I think if my rebound was running slower, I wouldn't have been bounced out of position.
Yeah.
So there. I did okay on that. So yeah, this year, acorns maybe become a little bit of a factor, but the trails, at least here in RAMBA, are in great condition. We've had a pretty darn wet season, and typically with a wet season,
Yeah,
it's going to be slick out there.
it is.
But a few days ago, all the rocks in this area were just covered in moisture,
Yep.
even though it hadn't rained in days.
Yeah.
Now, after having a couple of warmer days, it's dried out, the humidity's lower, and the traction on the trails is crazy good.
Yeah.
So the trail conditions are running fast, and they're running dry-ish. They're a tacky damp.
Yeah.
If I was to say anything, tacky damp. Like, this is going to be a really good year if we don't get a ton of rain before, and it's not forecast. Possible precipitation during the event, but last I checked, it was low, 30%, and spotty. So conditions are in your favor this year for the Marji. Now, Brandon, you've done the 50.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been fortunate enough to be able to do it twice.
Okay. Finished it both times.
Yep.
How long did it take you each time?
The first was right around 12 hours. And the second time was, I dropped an hour and 40 minutes off. So 10 hours, 20 minutes, 10 hours, 30 minutes, something like that.
That's amazing. That's really awesome. Because this is not easy terrain.
No.
I mean, the camera doesn't always let us see how steep a climb or a descent is. And it doesn't always give us an idea of how technical
Yep.
it actually is. And the fact that we're on e-bikes, we're not like sucking wind the whole time.
We're not that much faster. Yeah.
So when we're on e-bikes not sucking wind, it seems like, oh, that's not so bad of a trail.
Yeah.
But if we were doing this on analog,
Whew.
we'd be having to take breaks to talk about situations,
Yep.
the issues. Because this is a challenging technical.
Yeah. This section right before going into JP2 is tough.
It is.
You rode the interior of RAMBA, which is not easy,
No.
but you rode the bulk of your miles in the 50, and to finish, you're tired, and then to come here and do this climb especially, whew,
Yes,
it's tough.
it is.
This was my down point last year, right here.
This is where you had the negative thoughts.
This was the negative thoughts. Fortunately, I didn't know her at the time, but I was riding with Chelsea Roberts, which is the cool thing about RAMBA, or about Marji. You kind of make trail friends out there.
Yep.
And I was riding with Chelsea Roberts. She's a local here, bikes a ton, friend of the shop.
Yep.
And she had a great attitude, and we were all just like in it together.
Yeah.
And it helped me get through it, you know. And then I got to JP2, had some pizza and Coke, and then it felt amazing for the last 18, 19 miles.
So out of your experience, there's some people who say, and opinions are subjective.
Yep.
There's some people who say the JP1 loop, 22 miles, is harder than JP2 loop to finish, which is 19-ish miles.
To me, it's easier.
See, and I feel like, yeah, I haven't done the Marji, but I've ridden all the trails, and I've pre-ridden with Christy
Yep.
a bunch.
Yep.
And I always feel like JP2 to finish is harder.
Oh, harder.
Because I feel like I can come out and ride a lot of these trails or pre-ride this section
Yeah.
easier than pre-riding the second section.
Yeah.
And that's not doing them back to back. So it's not that, oh, you're just tired going into it.
Yeah.
No, it's on fresh legs.
Yeah. So for me, if you were just purely looking at a physical standpoint, JP2 to finish is harder physically. It's also harder technically. But for me, it's easier mentally because I enjoy those trails more.
Okay.
I enjoy riding those trails. So, and I think, I mean, just because of where I live, I ride the interior RAMBA trails more than I ride those.
Yep.
So when I do get on those trails, I just really, I forget how fun they are. So I think that day I was just, I don't know. Maybe that's it. I don't know. It is hard. I mean, some of the climbs back there are tough.
I mean, I know if I go back there and I'm riding that system,
Yeah.
I am more tired at the end of that 19, 18 miles
Yeah.
than I am after the 22 from JP1.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Again, physically, it is, yes. I can't, yeah.
And while there are like sections here that are in a way more technical, this is a good spot right there. Like that makes a lot of people nervous riding through that. I feel like the climbs in the second half are more relentless.
Yeah.
You're constantly climbing up these big, challenging climbs.
The climbs are like longer. It changes.
Your elevation per mile is higher.
Yep.
It's still technical.
Yep.
You have muddy, icky two-track
Yep.
to deal with.
Yep.
And yeah, I think it's harder in that respect.
Yeah.
While I may argue that some of this interior stuff is more low-speed technical,
Yeah.
like the Sissy Pants Rock Garden,
Yep. Yep.
So hopefully you all are paying attention to the path and getting a little bit of a pre-ride idea here.
Yeah, I think what was funny for me that day was even though I was tired, I rode that last section just as well and just as fast as I normally do. So, I don't know, some exercise physiologist probably can explain why that was, but for me, I was tired, but I could still perform.
Yeah. Now, do you find while riding, regular trail riding, are you climbs that you can normally make or will normally attempt while doing the Marji, are there ones that you're just like, I know when I get here, I'm walking it no matter what?
Yeah, for sure. 100%, I get off my bike, drop my post, and walk up it.
Yep. And it's a matter of saving your energy, not burning your matches.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hanging on to those matches, yep.
Yep. So we've had a number of people already from watching the bonus episode with Christy McBride on the Marji compliment us on how good that episode was. The information gleaned from it, they all felt was really good. And we've had people that the chainring conversation in that has sparked more interest than I anticipated. Where people are riding bikes with a 34 or a 32 and looking to downsize to a 30 for the race. And based on the information that Christy and I had talked about, she's running a 28 tooth oval.
Yeah.
Which turns over like a 26 when our legs are weaker and pushes like a 30.
Right.
So it's enough gearing to still get you on a buckled pace, but it's a low enough gearing that you're not going to be burning all of the matches on climbs.
Yep.
And that's one of the keys. Like, I don't think people realize how steep these climbs are if they haven't been here.
Yeah.
And so even myself, who enjoys the technical climbing, not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you can clean everything out here. 100%.
I've run a 32 tooth oval, which pushes like a 34.
Yeah.
And while I liked some of the speed I gained from it in some spots, the steeper climbs, I got to a point where I couldn't even make some of them, or I felt like I was burning way too much energy trying.
Yeah.
So I have gone to a 30 tooth oval for my normal riding, and I can tell you, if I was single speeding the Marji, there's a chance I'd do a 30 oval, 20 rear, but there's a good chance I'd do a 28 oval, 20 rear.
Yeah. I think especially on the 60, you still have that section between on the iron ore trail, but where you can spin up, you know. But man, there's so much on the 50. I call it the 60 because that's what it is. It's over 60.
Yes, it is longer than that. Yeah.
But I think you would mostly benefit from that smaller front.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to shed my jacket.
Does it go here? Does it take that?
JP2. Well, you come into JP2.
Right, but does it? I can't remember if it takes that little bit of single track or if
it must be right here because they got the tape up.
They got the tape up. I didn't.
Usually I
did not see arrows there, which is why it confused me a touch.
Yeah, they don't have the arrows up.
Well, yeah, I feel like this is the path.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because
I would say rather than going into JP2, let's restart JP1.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna shed my jacket. We can watch these guys build tents.
Restart the JP1 loop. rode through the finish of it. And we won't end up doing the whole loop today.
No.
We got to get back to the shop, and I've got a bunch of stuff I'm sure I'm going to have to work on today. So it goes through there, but we don't go through there
Regularly.
other than Marji Day.
Yeah. Meow.
Yeah, this is the reality we get into. So yes, JP1 goes this way, and then we go up these little stairs, which very rideable even on an analog, but so yeah, what I love about the Marji, and I think why it's one of my favorite times of year or events, is the community of people, and not just locally. Like, there is a huge number of people that, because of the Marji, feel like they're part of a community up here.
Yes.
And it's absolutely true.
Yep.
The Marji community, the 906 community, whatever we want to say it, however.
But it's a 906 because that includes the polar roll and the crusher. Like it's.
And a lot of them are the same people.
It's a lot of the same people, and it has the same feel.
Yep. So the 906 community that's developed from these races that Danny Hill and Todd Paquette kind of like brainstormed and came up with. Mm-hmm. And Danny recently had a Facebook post saying if they had 100 people sign up for the first one, they'd consider that a successful event.
Yeah.
And like now there's over 1,000.
Yeah.
And there's people that can't get in.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it sells out in less than a minute.
Yes. So it's not just like it's limited. Like, it's not limited because only that many people sign up. It's limited from a participation standpoint.
Yeah, they can't have any more people.
And it's just created this insanity leading up to Marji, and like they open registration like a month after the event. So there's people that are, oh, I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. That was so hard. Next thing they know, they're sitting in front of their computer waiting for the event to open.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't even my plan to do it this year, but I was in front of my computer that night.
Oh, that's just amazing. Yeah, this community is so great, like so welcoming. If you're new to it and you're what's called fresh meat.
Yep.
So many people willing to give you good advice.
Yep.
So many people willing to jerk your chain and give you a rough time for fun.
Yeah.
And it's
a really, you know, and like people should be, there should be a level of readiness and anxiety around it, because they really are hard, all three.
Yes.
The mini, the 50, the 100, all three are difficult.
Yep. When people come into the shop and they're like, oh yeah, I'm here training for the Marji, and I'm like, oh, which one are you doing? I'm only doing the 50.
Yeah.
I'm only doing the mini. I'm like,
it's like, no,
don't you dare say only.
They're hard.
They
all
are.
three are hard.
Again, that's a spectrum, right? It's a spectrum of people that have different capabilities.
Yep.
So to say, oh, I'm only doing the 15, don't diminish your
No.
accomplishments or what you're trying to do.
No.
Just because somebody else is capable of doing the 100 or the
Yeah.
out and back or the 50, what you're doing is awesome.
Yeah. I think Spencer actually corrected me the first time I met him when it was discussed, and I said, yeah, I've only done the 50, and I was like, what are you talking about? Only.
That's, you know, the mini, or the hardest kids race in America,
Yeah.
which is funny.
Yeah. It's hard. Like, it's hard.
It's hard.
That
It
last
is.
20 or 19, whatever, is hard.
It is, yeah. I'm tired after I pre-ride it.
Yeah.
And that's all I've done, is pre-ride
Yeah.
that.
On my analog bike, that's around 3 hours, and when I'm done, I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, please don't think of yourself as only doing the mini or only doing the 50. Be proud of yourself, because that is a challenge for sure.
Yep.
Like, it is a legit challenge to do
Yeah.
any of those three. And the variety of people we seeing doing these, from younger kids all the way up to people in their 70s,
Yep.
like doing these challenging races or events. Because for everybody, it's not a race. We've talked about that.
It's an adventure.
It is a test of fortitude. It's pushing your limits, as 906 says,
Yep.
finding your limits and pushing through
Yep.
type of stuff. So the variety of people doing these is just really astounding to me. And if you've got aspirations to do this, get yourself in front of that computer, get yourself signed up, and get prepared for it.
And if you don't get in that night, train like you're in,
Yes.
because you will be able to get a spot. Like, regardless of, like, a lot of people transfer out
Yep.
the last month. A lot.
A lot.
Like, and even like, you might even find somebody that'll give you their spot. Like,
Yes.
I'm not saying that's a guarantee, but
But yeah, so if you don't get in, but it's your goal, train like you have been,
yep,
and you never know what comes up.
yep. I would still go through the fun of sitting there that night though, pressing buttons.
I just took the wrong path because the leaves were down.
It's the leaves.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's so crazy how close we are. It's looking like fall riding.
How well do I know these trails?
Yeah.
And I just went off course. I mean, it was barely, but
It was
I
a
went
little
off
bit,
course.
yeah. Yeah.
It was, and others may not have even caught it if I didn't point it out, but
Yeah.
I was off course there.
Yeah.
So, what do you think it is that draws people to this kind of an event, the Marji? And why is it more talked about for people than the Crusher or the Polar Roll? What is the mystique that drew you to the Marji?
I had a friend who had said they had done it, and I'm one of the kind of people that if I set big goals, I know that I'll put the work in and get better because of it.
Okay.
That's just how I've been in my life.
Yep.
So when I'd heard about how difficult it was, I was like, all right, sign me up. Like, it's gonna force me to be better.
Yep.
So that was it for me. But now that I've been around it, the energy, it's such a great day. It's so much fun out there. The people.
You're riding with a bunch of like-minded people.
Yeah.
From all walks of life.
Yeah, people are in such a good mood, and like anytime that there's a place where somebody can be sitting to cheer you on, they're there.
Yeah.
They're so, yeah.
And that's been a community thing.
Yes.
There is no official aid stations
Nope.
that 906 does. They're
No.
all trail angels or aid stations that are done by people just volunteering,
Yep.
spending their own money.
Yep, people with, on the back of their truck, they got a cooler, they got sodas, they got water, whatever.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's become a community supported event. The original ethos was self-supported.
Yep.
Like, you're out there on your own, doing this on your own. We won't have aid stations, and they have stuck to that. They don't have aid stations,
Yep.
but there's a lot of trail angels out there.
Yeah.
And the rules state if you're supporting somebody, you have to be willing to support everybody.
You have to, yeah, you have to, yeah, if you have parts on your vehicle or something that could help somebody, you need to help them.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yep.
If you have food, you need to give other people that food.
I felt like I popped the front
You
end
did.
nicely on that one.
I saw ya.
That felt good.
That did feel good. That's actually a choke point right there.
Oh, because people walk down the stairs?
A lot of people walk down the stairs, so like it's pretty much almost faster to just get off your, where I was in the race.
In the race, yeah.
Just get off your bike and walk. I rode it, but there's so many people on the stairs. You'll have to sit and wait for them to clear off.
Gotcha.
So, anyway.
So the 100, I believe, starts at 7 o'clock.
Yep. 7 a.m. start time.
Saturday morning.
Yep.
And they have to, it's like a Le Mans, you have to run
Yep.
for like a half mile.
Yep.
And get your bike. If you're doing the run, which starts tomorrow, I want to say.
Yeah, I think tomorrow. Yeah.
If you're doing the run, you have to do the reverse Le Mans, start on a bike for the first half mile, and then run. The 50 starts in downtown Marquette, near the lake, at 8 o'clock.
And that's a party too. They got music pumping.
Oh.
It's beautiful, like the sun is coming up by the ore dock there.
Yes.
It's just gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sets the tone.
It does.
And like the how amped people are, and
Yeah.
just the enjoyment, the nervous energy, yes.
Yeah.
It's great. My kids call it nervous-sighted.
Yeah.
You're
and that's
nervous
what
and
it is.
excited.
You're like, I just want to get on my bike and ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the mini starts from Jackson Mine Park, which is, we've been referring to JP1, JP2.
Yep.
That's Jackson Mine Park. The mini starts from there and does the second loop out of Jackson Mine to the finish.
Yep. And that's at 10:30.
I think something like
Yeah.
that, yeah. So there's been a few changes to some of the trails in RAMBA.
Yep.
Some of you who have done the event before, I don't know if we're going to get to it today during this. Stonehenge has been
changed.
updated.
Yep.
It is bermed switchbacks going down, so it will make it easier for a lot of people to traverse.
Most people should be able to ride it. Yep.
It does add a little bit of extra time
Probably.
for those looking to buckle.
Yeah.
It is going to add time. It takes more time to get down there now
It does.
than it did before.
Yeah.
So plan for that. If we don't get to it today on the pre-ride, that's all right.
It's nothing. Yeah.
But let's close up the Marji discussion.
Sure.
People will see that we're riding trails, and we'll point out stuff as we're going. This is one change. Used to go that way, it now goes this way.
Yeah.
But close out the Marji by saying, if you're doing this event, whether you're running it, you're riding it, you're doing the 100, the 50, the mini, be proud of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Go into it with the mindset of finishing it.
Yep. Keep moving.
And that's the thing, yeah, like Brandon said, keep moving.
Yeah.
Don't take long breaks. It's going to be so much
stop
harder
moving.
for your legs to get going, for your brain to get into a position to go. If you're
Yep.
moving, and you need a break, get off and walk your bike for 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah,
and that is going to feel so much more refreshing than you can imagine.
Yeah, do not. Yeah, I think that's it for the people who stop for too long. You're not helping yourself.
No.
Out there, it's just keep going forward.
Yep. Keep on moving. Be proud of what you're doing again.
Yep.
Get to that finish line. Come in the shop. Get a crisp high five from Brandon and I.
Yep.
We'll be there. I'll be there probably from 8, 9 o'clock in the morning till at least 2 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
So.
And we got demos the next day.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard to do the demos right after Marji, because there's not a whole lot of break coming in. So, fence line climb.
This is a walker for me.
Yeah, most people should walk this. During the RAMBA 24 hours,
ooh, she's slidey.
I walked it one lap, rode it the next lap, and was faster overall on the lap I walked. So that's saying something.
Okay. This is getting eroded already.
So, with Marji discussion behind us,
yep.
What is our next subject? We got to talk about.
Well, we'll talk about what we're doing in the shop right now, which is pre-ordering, because that'll lead us into some industry stuff.
Yeah. So pre-seasons. For those who don't know how that works, there is a requirement by most brands to put in an order based on the bikes you believe you will sell throughout the season. So we're guessing which, with each brand, which model, which build level, the quantity, the colors, and we have to pick which dates we want these shipped to us. And that is a very daunting task.
Yeah.
Because bike trends change. We watched it go from crazy light bikes, short travel, to bikes getting heavier, bigger travel, people over biking as far as travel goes in some ways.
Yep.
Now with semi-reversing trends, bikes getting lighter,
yep.
shorter travel being more capable, so more people going to them again. Yet, we're seeing the bigger bikes, like the Firebird,
yeah,
with that new X2 shock, getting better to pedal, lighter weight. And so we're in a position where we have to guess, what bikes do we bring in? Like, we also have to guess what e-bikes we're bringing in and what build levels. And it's a real challenge for us to try to guess what you, as the consumer, is going to want to get. And there's some that say, well, no matter what, you're going to pick wrong, so just pick something. Well, that's not a great way to view it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we have to take, industry trends, we have to take our own trends, we have to take economy, we have to take trail locations where people are riding,
yep,
what their goals are, and we have to guess based on information we've gleaned throughout the last couple years. Because that's the only thing that matters, the trends from the last couple years, because COVID trends were very different than current trends. So, with each of our brands, we're putting these orders in, and in some cases, almost all cases, the more bikes you order, the better your pricing becomes. Well, if you're in a metro area or a high populous area and you're selling a lot of bikes every year, it's a lot easier to hit those levels than if you're in a smaller area with a lower population to hit those pricing levels. So in some cases, we're at a disadvantage selling bikes than others. Not necessarily that the others are going to be, you know, lowering prices more than we can, not like that, but in an overall profit margin standpoint, if you're ordering fewer bikes, you start with less profit margin, which makes it harder for your business to do things.
It makes it harder to, well, and to discount, you know, if we want to discount, makes it harder for that to happen.
Well, and not only if we want to, but sometimes the manufacturers
don't let you.
No, they put a discount on too.
Oh, that, yeah. Or
right?
They sell it to, they allow online sellers like Jensen to sell at lower prices. Yeah.
So
it's hard.
It can be a real challenge to do our preseason stuff. And this year in particular, I think, has been one of the hardest years.
Yeah.
So that's how pre-book works. We have to guess what bikes we're going to sell, order them, select the day that they're going to be shipped, and do our best to move all of those products as they're coming in before bills are due.
Yep.
So the thing that's made this year in particular difficult is the push in the industry to go to electronic shifting.
Yeah.
Now, Brandon and I both use electronic shifting. I have for, I don't know, since 2019.
Yep.
So I've been on it for 6 years, and I love it. I liked the previous SRAM Access. It's basically all I ran on my bikes. The new transmission is basically all I run on my bikes, save a couple of things like my fat bikes.
Yeah.
I run a Shimano cassette chain and chainring with a Access XX1 derailleur and shifter.
Yep.
So I call that, that was like the poor man's transmission. It would shift under load. Not poor man's, I mean XX1 is expensive.
Yeah.
But it was the transmission before the transmission was around from electronic shifting under load.
Yeah.
But now with Shimano coming out with the Di2 wireless, they are pushing manufacturers, brands, to not carry the mechanical Shimano.
Yeah.
They are actively making a push to get them to carry only, or to stock the Di2 stuff on their bikes.
Yeah.
Now, I know somebody who's running Di2. I have not gotten a chance to test it out. I will on Sunday. But I hear it's great. I hear it shifts fantastic. The new cassette shifts great. The downside is it does increase the price.
Yeah, the price points are out of line now.
So in a price point where we would continuously sell bikes, that price point has gone up $1,500.
Yep, $1,400-1,500.
Yeah,
Yep.
between $1,400 and $1,500 for the same build other than electronic.
Yeah, it's the only difference.
Drivetrain. That's the only difference. And tariffs. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, tariffs are in
That's
effect
made a
there
difference.
too.
Yep.
Cost of goods goes up. Cost of goods goes up.
Yep.
Not much you can do about that. But this created a challenge because we typically will sell bikes of a certain build level in a certain price point, and we found that people did not typically, it wasn't as common for people to take the carbon wheel upgrade or a part spec upgrade to electronic shifting for that dollar amount. And so this is, now we're looking at how do we order our bikes based off of the new price points. Not everybody wants electronic shifting. While I'm a big proponent for it and I love it, there's a lot of people that do not want to deal with charging a battery and remembering to charge that every time they're going to ride. I can totally appreciate and understand that. So I don't super dig that there is a push to go full electronic from Shimano, and for brands to spec that instead of mechanical when mechanical price points are so much lower. I feel like our consumers deserve that option. And it's easy enough, I feel, to have a mechanical offering and let those who want to upgrade to the electronic do so.
Yeah.
I will tell you with all certainty that the SRAM Eagle 70-90 stuff, the transmission stuff, shifts great. And it's less expensive. So I feel like that's a great option to get a bike spec'd with things that are, in my view and Brandon's view, important. You can spec a bike with a nicer suspension, with a nicer set of brakes, but have a drivetrain like a SRAM 90 or 70 or a combination that allows the person, whoops, I took a dumb line there, that allows the person the better build quality with a mechanical shifting at a lower price point. Hey, acorns. So, and even again, like getting mechanical XT on a bike with a better suspension, drive, and brake.
Yeah, mechanical GX or the Access.
Yeah.
And they couldn't put it out because it infringed.
Oh no.
Yeah, they had to go back to the drawing board. So my point is like we can like kind of poo-poo on these brands for like, but it takes years and years and years of development.
It does. With all fairness to them, yes, it does.
And they're just trying to do what they need to do to a point, Yep. I mean, we're talking about yeah.
But that's where I feel like if that's really what they're trying to do is move this stuff to make room for the newer thing.
Yeah.
Get it out there at a lower cost.
Yeah, then yeah, it shouldn't be that much difference.
No, and that's where I struggle with things, is like you can get a mechanical drivetrain for $1,000 less.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's a lot of money.
Oh. Denied.
Denied. We can't take our favorite rock roll because Marji course.
I guess I forget those things.
All right, Brandon, what's up next?
That's a fun descent.
That is. What's up next?
Huh.
There was crap. I'm trying to remember what other topic we had. Do you remember what other topic?
I think we were going to talk about that. No. I think those are the things that I had in my brain
Okay, well,
that I'd been thinking about.
so we are heading now over to the Stonehenge area.
Yeah, we might as well ride that for them, and then
Yeah, let's show it to the folks. You get to get a sneak preview here if you haven't been able to get out and ride the trails.
this is kind of a famous spot.
Yeah, Stonehenge is what I would have called one of the iconic locations in RAMBA.
I think so.
And due to a couple of concerns like erosion, safety, there has been some changes to it. And as changes go, not all changes are, not everybody's excited about changes. I think for the majority of people, this is a change that is going to be good and benefit them. I am personally just a touch sad that it's changed because I really did enjoy this section of trail. But on the same token, I completely understand. And the reality is, we love and appreciate what our trail network and organizers, RAMBA, is doing here, and that's where we would go straight down in the past. We now have a switchbacky bermed line. These are all hand-built berms. They are not machine built, so that's keeping in with the RAMBA ethos. Oh, and there's a nice tight corner. It's another RAMBA ethos. Some call those a Danny
tough
Hill
one.
special. And there we're down. Ooh, and going into the technical climby bit and squeezing through these rocks. This part always messes me up because my front tire wants to hit that rock and make me go over the bars. So here, look, there's Brandon. Hi, Brandon.
Hey, I'm doing it Marji style.
We love it. we love it.
Even with my e-bike.
Yeah, I mean, technical riding is still technical riding.
It is. Just somebody else said to me, somebody at the shop just told me riding an e-bike was cheating. And I'm like, you've never rode one then.
Yeah, exactly.
I just know it's fine, like I'm not, but you've never rode one.
Yep.
It's not cheating.
Well, and even on one of our YouTube ridecasts, somebody commented, negatively about the e-bike and had kind of a similar comment, and I just responded. I said, well, based off of your comment, everybody knows that you have not spent time on a Class 1 e-bike.
Yep.
And yeah, while getting up stuff like that is easier, from a cardio standpoint,
Yep.
you're still having to maneuver the bike technically. It is a heavier bike, so it is more cumbersome. Learning to deal with the power,
Yep.
it can be uncomfortable for some. But yeah, it does make some things easier, absolutely.
It does.
But there are fantastic training benefits because of that.
Well, I want to just point out, like going through that section right there. That techie section is kind of a slow crawl techie section
Yep.
that you got to kind of track and balance on your bike to get through.
Yes.
And when I'm on my e-bike and I don't have to worry as much about putting the power down, I can work on my balance more.
Yep.
And I've gotten so much better at that this year.
But what we all saw is it didn't make it so you could ride that section just now.
Yeah,
In fact, I would argue having to push your e-bike through there was harder.
yeah, it was harder. Yeah. Because there's things like when I was like pedal placement up in there, like you still have to do all that.
Yeah, you still have to watch your pedal strikes, your downstroking, your pedal at the
Yeah.
wrong time.
You got to move your body in the right
You
place.
still got to look ahead.
Yeah.
You have to concentrate a bit more on your technique
Yes.
with e-bike than you do on an analog bike. While it does give you more power, you can make more climbs, you'll be less winded. Yeah, you're still working in different ways.
Yeah.
And there's still other challenges.
Yeah.
But we've gone over it, I don't know how many times. We go ride these trails without the e-bikes. We have a blast.
Yeah.
We get a different workout.
Yep.
But when we need to stay in a zone 2
Yep.
or do a ride cast
Yeah.
where people don't want to hear us huffing and puffing and
Yeah.
breathing heavy,
Yeah.
you gotta run them.
Yeah.
And they're fantastic tools.
Well, and I will tell you, I got to ride all those trails, like some of the techier bits in the interior, like a lot of the techier stuff.
Yes.
Average heart rate 127.
Right.
I still worked.
Yes. Yes.
Like I still, over that hour and 36 minutes, I'm a average heart rate 127.
I didn't run my Coros today. I have my watch going. Current heart rate is 124.
Yeah. That
That's
would
still
be,
a bottom of zone 2.
yeah.
Like,
And
and to ask Toddy Pagacha how much time he spends in zone 2.
right.
Lots. Oops, I did it again. I
Yeah.
forgot to take an extra battery with.
Yeah, we were back by Beaver Tail.
We're just starting Beaver Tail.
Just starting Beaver Tail.
So unfortunately, you don't get to see more of the preview of the Marji,
Yeah.
but
We were
you got
starting
an idea.
Yeah, we were starting to wrap up anyway.
We were,
so,
yeah, we were
yep.
basically done with the conversations and whatnot. So any like closing thoughts on some of the things we talked about?
No, I think we did a pretty good job covering it. I think, I think the last thing we kind of were talking about was the electronic drivetrain and kind of where it's starting to push some of these prices in bikes, and
Yeah.
and it's gonna change what we bring into our shop,
Yep.
right? Because I think in the past you brought in like
Higher level
that
build.
higher level build because it was in a price point where I think it was easy to sell.
Right.
Where I think now if you come into the shop this winter and next year, you might see some lower level builds.
Maybe.
Some.
Yeah. Yep. Some.
But-
more than the past. Yeah.
But I think it's important to remember bikes can be upgraded.
Absolutely.
And it's not a difficult thing to upgrade bikes over time.
No, and even like going on like a lower level suspension on the fork,
Yep.
we can swap a damper.
We can do damper swaps. We can do shock swaps.
Yep.
So
Wheels can be upgraded.
brakes can be upgraded. These are all things that can be done.
Yeah.
And also, if you come in, you can still look at the bike. You can still go out and take it for a ride on the street. You can get a feel for the bike. You can get a feel for the reach on the bike and how it fits you. And we can order in higher level builds.
Absolutely. Well, and we may find that during this that people are just okay with it.
And maybe they are,
Yeah.
which,
And
it's fine.
information I'm getting from across, from the national sales manager level on a couple of different brands is that across the country, it hasn't been that big of an issue. Like,
Yeah.
people are like, well, no, I want that build.
That's what they want.
I like the electronic shifting. Feedback from some of the shops is that people are looking for it more now.
Yep.
And admittedly, in our area, it can be a little bit slower to catch on some of those trends.
Yep.
But, and like e-bikes, you know, e-bikes in our area are really just starting to ramp up.
Yeah, people are just starting to figure it out.
And yeah, so every year we're selling a little bit more and more, but it hasn't been something that, I mean, cripe, you look at Bentonville, 5 years ago, it was 50%.
Yeah.
Now it's 80%.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of e-bikes there.
So we're starting to see that trends here can be picked up a little bit slower, and I think there's a lot of resistance in the mountain biking world anyway from trends. I mean, you look at when 29ers came out, people were like, big wagon wheels, and then 27.5, wow, what do we need another size for? And then, you know, disc brakes actually was one. Suspension was another one for suspension. And when we look at how much resistance we had to some of these newer technologies and whatnot, it's kind of funny how much they're embraced now.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, the electronic suspensions, the electronic shifting, that's going to be another thing of that. Like maybe there's some resistance, but it becomes the norm.
Yeah, I think our point was like, I don't think people should be afraid of the electronic at all. It works great. I think our point was mostly like it's taking forcing us into the electronic
forcing people into it.
It's forcing people into it. It's forcing them into another price point where maybe they would have liked to get in at a little lower price point with the better suspension, better brakes,
and a mechanical that works well,
which people were able to do years before. But that seems to be changing.
It is. Yep.
So,
and you know, we're all like I said, a lot of resistance to change in the past, and some of that just turns out to be silly because those changes have been good.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, and I think this is maybe just another one of those. I've been using it electronic, like I said, during the ride for
and even
2019.
Even as a shop, like we don't. The only issues that we might see with the electronic drivetrain transmission, anyway, because we haven't really dealt much with the Di2 stuff yet.
No,
the Shimano. So, but it's setup issues.
Yeah,
that's
it. It's do a simple reset.
It's a reset,
and it's fine.
And it works totally fine.
Yep. The electronics haven't been a big issue other than a couple of GX.
Yeah, we've warrantied like one or two of them.
But nothing on the XO or XX.
Yep, and that was a design thing.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Well,
so
Yeah. So in closing, I think I had fun. I think it was a good cast, and I think if you watch this just before the Marji, you're going to see a decent amount of the trail that we're riding. Not a lot, but some of it. Stuff, some of the technical stuff.
Some of it.
And it'll give you an idea of the actual conditions out there right now. So thanks for tuning in and watching, and we'll see you at the next one.
Yep.